The date was August 19, 1951. During the second game of a doubleheader at St. Louis's Sportsman Park, one of the most unusual occurrences on a baseball diamond took place. The Detroit Tigers were in town to take on the Browns. Red Rolf's Detroit team was struggling after finishing second the year before. It would be his final full season at the team's helm. The Browns hadn't won more than 60 games in any of the last 4 seasons, and manager Zac Taylor was replaced by Rogers Hornsby at the start of the 1952 season, after the team was unable to finish better than 6th place since 1945. Taylor would not manage in the big leagues again. Sportsman's Park was also home to the National League Cardinals. After finishing in either first or second place from 1941 through 1949, the Redbirds stumbled in 1950 and wouldn't win another pennant until 1964. Detroit took the first game of the afternoon 5-2, thanks in part to George Kell's 2 hits and a 2 RBI performance from Veeck Wirtz. Though both teams had losing records, the home squad with a laughable one, over 18,000 came out to witness the twin billing, though none expected the show they got in Game 2. Bill Veeck, a throwback to carnival barkers and traveling showmen, needed to find a way to fill ballpark seats, especially for a struggling franchise. Baseball attendance had slowed due to a variety of reasons: the Korean War, the advent of television, and a cross-country exodus by suburbanites as they moved west where there were no major league clubs stationed. Veeck's surprise for the day made his first appearance during intermission. If you're going to have a celebration, do it right, and why not have 2 at once? Combining the 50th anniversary of the American League with a toast to the franchise's main sponsor, the Falstaff Brewing Company, was a good excuse for a 7-foot-tall cake to be wheeled onto the field. That reveal was quite a delight to the crowd. What got them even more excitable was the image of the guest that popped out of the bakery offering. It was a small boy. No, a young man. Well, he wasn't a dwarf. Veeck called him a midget. The crowd clapped and laughed, taking it all in, and in doing so forgot how poorly the home team had been playing. His name was Eddie Goodell. Born the middle child to Polish immigrants, he struggled during his school days with a growth stunt and subsequent taunting from other children, though he did finish high school. Veeck's PR man found Eddie through the latter's work in rodeo entertainment shows. Sporting uniform number 1/8, Goodell was announced as the pinch hitter for leadoff man and right fielder Frank Saucier in the bottom of the first inning. When the umpiring crew first balked at the sight, Zac Taylor provided a contract and official roster to prove the hitter was in fact going to take part in the game. The 26-year-old slugger stood a proud 3 foot 7 inches tall, even shorter once crouched in an unusual stance, making it extremely difficult for Tigers pitcher Bob Cain to find a strike zone. The Detroit southpaw, who would go on to play for the Browns in 1952 and 53, was in the middle of a short 37-win career. Goodell was instructed not to swing at any pitch, and due to the unnaturally small strike zone, walked on 4 straight. The crowd gave an emphatic roar when the hitter took to first, becoming a base runner. 90 feet would be all that the young lad from Chicago, Illinois would gain in his professional baseball career. Jim Delsing was inserted as a pinch runner, the switch due to defensive strategy, for he was not a threat on the bases. The outfielder had just 15 steals in his 10-year career, though he did take 2 in 1951. With the immediate lineup change, Goodell, who walked off the field to a roaring ovation, did so for the last time in his career. Rattled over the game's opening events and perhaps frustrated that the umpires did nothing to stop it, Cain wound up walking the bases full, but escaped the first inning without giving up a run. He wound up allowing just 2 runs in 8 1/3 innings of work, good for his 10th win of the year. The Tigers won the second game 6-2. Goodell signed a valid 1-day contract for $15,400, or the equivalent of $100 minimum pay for this sort of performance act, though he waived the clause for severance pay afterwards. He used the newly discovered celebrity status to make radio, commercial, and circus appearances. Eddie died in 1961, just after his 36th birthday, unemployed and alone. Complications from a physical altercation, compounded with high blood pressure and heavy drinking binges, attributed to his death. Jim Delsing played for 10 seasons with just a touch of zip in his cleats. Bob Cain's career spanned 5 years, 1951 being his only with Detroit. He tied a career mark of 12 wins during his first season with the Browns. Red Rolfe lasted 72 games before being replaced in 1952 by Fred Hutchinson. The Browns abandoned Sportsman's Park and the city in 1953 to become the Baltimore Orioles. The franchise would not post a winning record until 1960. Bill Veeck spent 40 years in the eye of professional baseball, and his contributions to the sport are beyond unique. His vision for entertaining fans at times seemed blurry, but some ideas, once executed, were nothing short of genius.